We're not even in the dunes and the filming has started.
Yeah, look who we got here. We got Rhino 1, Prado 120. Only I needed a second pilot for the 150. And we got the Wildtrak. All things we can bring things.
hard to beat the fun factor of dunes.
Oh yeah.
The funny thing is that I've noticed with this, what you can do in the 120s, you can lock it into gear.
Yeah.
So it'll shift up to first, second, third, or fourth,
Yeah.
and it won't go beyond that. But it doesn't look like you can do it with this one.
Yeah.
Well, there might be some way, but maybe it has menus or something. But that's that's a really handy feature off-road, you know.
So you don't use too much gear.
Yeah, or if you just want to, like when we were at Hamkaberg now, and I came down that Lawson's Pass, and I could just lock it into first
manually
gear low.
Yeah, you got two low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lock it into first low, and then it won't switch up to
It's
second.
got quite a complicated gear lever.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's
then
like
it's
you
got
gotta
these
like-
buttons. Yeah, it's definitely. You can definitely see they've added bells and whistles. They haven't changed much
Yeah.
else, but they've added buttons to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you don't really even need.
No, which yeah.
It's great to get a perspective of a 120 owner.
But it's incredible how similar it is. Like even with the sound turned up a bit too loud,
Yeah.
it has the same vibration from the left front speaker. like even that, you know. and the steering feels exactly the same. The suspension feels exactly the
Very floaty and wallowy.
Yeah, you got that lounge suite, you know.
The
Also
lounge-
doesn't like fast changes of direction. Yeah, it's quite amazing.
So they've stayed true to the essence of the Prado.
I think so. I mean, it's it's the same car, just with a slightly different frock
Yeah.
and a few more.
So you might have
comfortable.
20. You might have like 10% less power, but you got 30% better economy. So it all balances itself out.
There is that, eh? Yeah. So. Yeah, it's a.
But wouldn't it be nice to, they don't do it probably because they don't want to screw up the 200 market, but to have the V8 D4D in there.
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
It would be really cool. It would be so cool. Nobody would buy the full size.
I suppose that would probably kill the 200
Yeah,
market.
I think so. But it's funny to me. I was thinking if performance-wise it's great,
Yeah.
then it's a no-brainer because then you
Yeah.
get that and the economy.
So,
Yeah, and I mean you got these in the 4-liter V6 as well, and that one was rated at 202 kilowatts,
yeah.
which would be
Sure.
quite something.
The-
But you kind of needed that extra because the car's heavier.
Yeah. Exactly.
Very interesting, I must say.
Well, let's see how she
Sorry
goes
for
on
the
sand.
tangent. Okay, I'll
No,
follow you.
it's good TV, mate. Here we are on the sand, back in the Ford. At one bar, really, the performance is noticeably better, as you'd expect on sand. But the two trucks are really, they do feel different, which is good. I mean, so often cars all look the same these days, so it's nice to get something that's got a bit of je ne sais quoi, as they say in the classics. Now, if the seat would stop making a noise, that would also be good. Great getting first-hand feedback from a 120 owner. So they haven't lost that essence, which is always good to hear. I think we're going to make it up this one. It's worth a try. So we got bumper. There goes the camera. No problem whatsoever. These cars are both. Oh, see, around here you got to make sure you know what's on the other side of the sand dune, because you can get some airy bits. There it is. Gorgeous day out here in Cape Town. If you've got a 4x4 and you live around this area, Atlantis is really, it's worth the 209 Rand. Whoa. That looks a bit rough there. Impeccable. Just gorgeous. I thought the 2 liter might be a little underpowered. It was initially, but it's actually doing fine. It's really all about tire pressure. Okay, we're going to have a look at this before we go down. That's like a St. Bernard.
Yes.
And this is like a fucking police Alsatian dog. What a view here with Table Mountain.
Definitely good idea to stop here.
Yeah.
Phew.
And
Rough.
it's almost, whoa, look what I was like 1 more meter backwards and I'll be fucking whistling Dixie. Now, everybody's been, obviously we're coming to that time where we're going to have to see which is the fastest in a straight line.
Radio.
That was fun. Jeez. Here we go. The first 2 races. The Thunder's taken. Thunderstruck, baby. Yeah. It's alright. We're doing fine.
I think so.
So it's very interesting, the races where we've stayed in the tire tracks, the Prado has been edging it, and on the undriven sand, the Wildtrak's kind of edging it.
Yeah. That's very interesting.
Very, very interesting. Well, let's give it another couple of runs. Just to make sure.
I got caught in the ruts, and you being out of them went way faster.
Yeah. Well, let's try one rut to rut.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was like a dead heat.
And then one with, what about one just in our original tracks?
Yeah.
Another dead heat, ladies and gentlemen. The Wildtrak gets out first, but once the Prado gets up to speed, there's not really much in it. Let's try again.
Yeah. Thriller. Rightio. It does come back. Yo, I think we should call it.
Yeah. And it wouldn't be an episode of Sideways without somebody pissing. I'm assuming you weren't planning to be drinking water today.
I have to leave my beer outside the gate.
I mean, sensible is what we do best.
That's what we do.
What a lineup. What a bloody lineup.
It's over R1 million. But you buy one of these and you keep it for 10, 15 years easily.
Easy. 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, your cars, they can always go on indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, you get ones with massive mileage.
Exactly. So in that drag race, it was interesting that the more rutted the ground was, the Prado had a much better chance of winning races. On the purely smooth stuff, that twin turbo gets you off the line.
Yeah. This seemed to be able to find traction just a little bit better.
It's the IFS suspension makes all the difference.
Yeah.
And that Land Cruiser heritage, which you just can't.
It's just in the DNA.
It's the same with the Land Rover. You know, you still they look like mommy shopping wagons, but if you have those tug of wars between cars, it beats virtually everything.
Yeah, they're still ridiculously capable, almost more than they should be. You know.
Exactly. Beautiful. So not really much to pick for these on the drag race. But all in all, I'd say if you had to count it, I'd say the Wildtrak probably edged it a little bit.
It won more times than the Prado did.
Yeah. The Prado can only win if it's got rough terrain. Yeah. But the Prado's not really made for drag racing. This Ranger Thunder is more of a sort of a boy racer type thing.
Yeah. I'm very impressed. I thought it wouldn't even be close.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be that close.
The interesting thing is they both got same size tires, so it's quite a fair. It's a fair race.
Yeah. Yeah, very similar outputs. Just the weight is quite different, I imagine.
Yeah.
My impression is it's a very, very mild evolution of the 120. It's incredibly similar.
You feel that the DNA is still there?
Very much. The DNA is still so much there. Any 120 driver will feel at home immediately inside this.
And the power, the V6 you got compared to this 2.8?
Yeah, so there's a noticeable difference in power.
Less power.
Yeah, I mean, but that's fair enough. It's a diesel.
Yeah.
It's a heavier car. It's about 20% less power or less kilowatt in this.
Yeah.
This one has a kind of a split personality depending on whether you have it in eco drive mode or in sports mode. And it reacts very differently. Far more leisurely in eco mode, but hangs on to the gear a lot longer, revs a lot higher in sports mode. And both are fun to play with. I can imagine the eco mode would be great on the open road, long trips, and sport is a bit more fun. But it's incredible how similar the two cars are. Just about everything. The steering feel is almost exactly the same.
The size looks very similar.
Yeah, same size.
On the same chassis.
It must be, and it feels like the steering system is so similar.
But sorry to interrupt you. I noticed you getting dropped on the one road, the bumpy road.
Yes, I got dropped by this.
The sexy Ford Thunder. I did notice, well, that my tire pressure was a little low, and I found it lacked a bit of that low end grunt to get up the hills. But the top end, it really flies.
Yeah, can imagine. It makes sense. It's lighter. It's got a bit more power.
Exactly. Well, let's see how she rolls.
Righto.
Only on Africa Sideways. That feels pretty good as well.
Well, that was a breeze.
So they're both really a breeze on this.
Yeah. Diesel on sand.
You're not really going to get much better than that.
It
dude.
works with a lot of power, yeah.
Exactly.
It used to be just the petrols that ruled here, but these modern diesels.
You can go, dude.